Red aboard the number 34. Also seeing Jamie Ostadio and a couple of other names that stand out. We'll sort them out as gate drops on this one. Riders roll into that first turn, heading toward that Bell Helmets hole shot. Who's going to pick this one up? Looks like number 17 with a little bit of an advantage. That's Hannah Hodges over Jordan Jarvis, taking the early lead in this one, at least the hole shot. As we head through the Bell Helmets hole shot forwards now and into the short shoots. Looks like Hodges is going to solidify that number 1 spot with Jarvis hot on her heels. Samantha, that's the 43 of Samantha Walker back in the number 3 spot. Brianna Green in number 4 spot. And Valentina Galaz rounding out the top 5 as we kick things off around the Comedic Bowl turn now into the 10 Commandments. It is still Hodges and the number 30 back there in second. Jarvis and Samantha Walker rounding out the top 3. And that's the way that it goes. Wow, Hodges really putting the hammer down when that gate dropped. She was not going to be denied the early lead in this one, but as she makes her way around this race course, she sees that the cream rising to the top in this one, as Jarvis certainly right there in the hunt and thick of things with Walker, Brianna Green, Valentina Galaz, but some of the other names, there's Taylor Allred all the way back in an 11th place position. We see Jasmine Campfield, the 46th, getting out there in a 14th place position. Canfield, oh, down goes the 30 of Jarvis, so second place. We got a new face in that one. I believe that's going to be Walker moving up in that one. Green will get by Galaz. Leonard looks like probably all the way about 10th place position before she was back to be able to get that back up and rolling. So Hannah Hodges now finds herself all by herself back there, or up there in that number 1 position, I should say, and rounding that last turn, heading toward the finish line here at Loretta's, and lap number 1 complete. Here's the way things are breaking down now. Hodges, number 7, Canfield. Wow, Canfield moving through the pack. She was 14th there on lap number 1 as she worked her way all the way up to second place. Valentina Galaz in number 3 spot. Taylor Allred in 4th. Caitlin Klaus in 5th. Jamie Ostadio in 6th. There's Katie Benson, the 28, now running 7th. Jordan Jarvis gets back up. She's actually 8th. Brianne Wolf in the number 9 spot. Viviana Contreras in the number 10 spot. Then we see Melissa Broch, Rachel Dennis, Taylor Miller, Brinsley Diaz, and Brianna Green rounding out the top 15. Lap number 1 now complete as we roll through Moto number 1 of our women's class here on race day number 1 at Loretta Lynn's in this Rocky Mountain ATV MC Amateur National Motocross Championship, the AMA National. Through the 10 Commandments go our leaders now, as you see things beginning to tighten up just a little bit between Hodges and Canfield. And don't be surprised to see this really intensify as this moto wears on. Any mistakes made by either rider is going to cost or gain huge dividends for someone out there. And here we go. Look at this. Jasmine Campfield reeling in through Storyland, making up several bike links now as we head under the Suzuki banner and now past the old Waterworks. Hodges still in the lead, but here comes Campfield as we roll toward the Rocky Mountain sweeper turn. She's looking for that line, trying to get the pass set up. Here we go. She's going to the outside. Hodges on the inside. Look at the momentum the 46 is carrying now. But Hodges tries to cross track, close that line off. They are still side by side over the big mogul now, the Rocky Mountain, if you will, the hard right-hander now as they head into the heart of this Loretta Lynn race course. Way outside and off the racetrack to the outside goes Canfield, but she gets back in, loses a few bike lengths, a little bit of breathing room for Hannah Hodges. But wait till we get down here in front of this billboard, folks. I think it's really going to start to get pretty tight as far as this battle for first place, and maybe even a little sooner, as already Canfield has made up a host of time. Hodges by now for 2 laps complete and then the number 1 spot, and this is the gap now at the end of lap number 2, 0.539, 1/2 second. There we go through that rough, rugged billboard section. Look at the moguls, natural forming moguls that have formed there in front of that billboard, and Canfield not able to make any gains. But as we head through the whole shot forest, we might see things start to take a little different light as we approach the 5-minute mark in this 20-minute moto. Nearly 1/4 of the way through this one. Hodges leading Canfield. Taylor Allred now up to 3rd as Valentina Galaz drops to 4th. Caitlin Klaus now the number 5 spot. Jordan Jarvis moves up from 8th into the number 6 spot. Jamie Ostadio is 7th. Katie Benson in 8th. Viviana Contreras is in the 9th place. And Brianne Wolf rounds out your top 10 after 2 laps of racing complete and now 5 minutes of battling. And here we go with the Red Bull live drone, and what a great shot we've got of this one. Heading into that Storyland region. Hodges still with the slight advantage, saying half second, and I'm saying it hasn't closed or hasn't grown any. As still in the shadows and in the roost of that 17 machine is the 46, but moving over now, looking like she's trying to set up for the pass. She goes outside, Hodges goes inside. It's a side-by-side drag race now as they head to the Rocky Mountain sweeper turn. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Looks like the 46 of Canfield's got the inside line and this advantage, but momentum right now could belong to Hodges. Canfield makes the pass and looks like she's going to make it stick.
That pass took about 2.5 laps, Rodney. How did she catch up to her so quick? And then out of nowhere, Hannah Hodges found another gear and was able to keep her behind her for almost 2 laps.
Well, honestly, that's just the way it rolls. I guess you only ride as fast as you have to, and once you're pressed into having to ride that much harder, that's exactly what she did. And Hodges may push Canfield right back into the same type of scenario.
What a bummer for Jordan Jarvis, too. Going down, she was pushing to be up front as well. So we'll see if she can make her way back up to the number 6 spot.
And that's making up some major grades as we start looking at the deficit that she's going to have to make up just to get to the top 3 at this particular point. As looks like she may have dropped off a spot. No, she's moved up now into the 4th place position. Look at that. She moves from 6th now to 4th. 2:05 lap time, 2 seconds behind Taylor Allred. She's 2 seconds faster, actually 2.5 seconds faster. So we've got a battle for 3rd place that's heating up right now.
Yeah, Jordan Jarvis was pushing for the lead, goes down, and now she's found herself back in the hunt now for a title. She's got to get a couple more passes put together. If she can finish on the podium, I would consider that a huge success for this moto.
No doubt, and yes, she's certainly going to be setting herself up because we know the competition level between these ladies really intensify as the week progresses, and we know that it gets tense, so these championships still way up for grabs. But Jasmine Campfield, she is going to be tough to beat for the #1 plate, I think, in this class. But so will Hodges. So will Jordan Jarvis. I mean, those are only 3 of the ladies that could walk away with a national championship this year.
Also, Taylor Allred, I believe this is her first year on a big bike. Remember, she's always battled these girls on super minis, and now she finally made the move onto the big bike. Doing a good job. She's in a podium spot, the number 34, Taylor Allred out of Wyoming, the hotbed of motocross.
Right. Campfield getting through some lap traffic. Ooh, we got down riders over there as well, so able to manipulate her way through on that 46 machine. And look how much she is by herself. She's really opened up some real estate between 1st and 2nd place, Canfield and Hodges. But again, our attention going to focus on that 3rd place position now. Your leader coming around the Polysport pond. There's the 17 machine now in that 2nd place, Hannah Hodges. We're looking for the 34 and the 30, and they should be checking in with us about any time now through the Thor sweeper and into the around the Polysport, and there it is. And the 30 machine of Jarvis has made the pass, as we see that Jarvis is now up to 3rd. Taylor Allred in the 4th place position. You know, unfortunately, Kevin, we can't see it much more than what's on the TV screen, and it's really tough to see out these windows today. So we're at the mercy of our monitors right now, and we're seeing that Jarvis is moving right on up into that 3rd place position. A 2:03 lap time.
Yeah, the fastest lap on the racetrack comes from Jordan Jarvis. She was on the ground 4 laps ago, and she's back in the number 3 spot. That was a championship move right there.
No doubt about that. Taylor Allred in 4th, Kaden Klaus in the number 5 spot. Jamie Osadillo checking in after 4 in 6th. Valentina Galaz in 7th. Katie Benson, Vivana Contreras in the number 9 spot, and now Rachel Dennis, lucky number 13, moving into a top 10 spot.
But we're going 20 minutes, and we're just now coming up on the halfway point. Does Jordan Jarvis have a shot at winning this thing? I would have bet you $100 she would have been top 5, but now she's 3rd. The fastest lap just got put down by her. Wow.
I'll tell you right now, saving grace for Jordan Jarvis to put herself into position to win this, and you know as well as I do this can happen. Lap traffic, if that slows Canfield down and Hodges gets through as well, like we said, these gals know and the riders are going to know that the leaders are coming, so they're going to be more apt to get out of the way for that 3rd place rider. So that might be a saving grace for Jordan Jarvis to put her in a position to challenge. But once she gets there, that's a matter of, you know, that's just a matter of half the battle. She's got to get around at that point.
There's packs of women out here racing. There's 9 girls right here in the finish line turn, so they're going to be really, really tough to get through. There's a good look at our leader from the Red Bull Live drone. Jasmine Campfield has led this thing pretty much from the get-go. Got around Hannah Hodges and has been charging for the last 3 or 4 laps.
Canfield still in control of this one as we watch the 46 circulate this racetrack. But again, all eyes right now going to be on Jordan Jarvis. Can she clip that near, well, 10-second gap, 10.5-second gap? If you look at lap times right now, she's still running in the 2:03 range. Hannah Hodges just dropped to a 2:08 that last time around. Let's see where Jarvis is as she checks in. If she can maintain under a 2:05 and that 2:03 range, ooh, she drops to a 2:07 also, not able to make a lot of gains. So it's just now under 10 seconds. We are just past the halfway point. I still think we might have an opportunity and a shot for Jordan Jarvis to make that jab, but at the same time, she's still in a great position as far as winning championships. She may not want to take any of this.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's already danced with the devil once.
Exactly.
So, to challenge and come back to a 3rd place finish after being on the ground. Pretty impressive. First moto for Jordan Jarvis. And also Jasmine Campfield, who sat behind Hannah Hodges for almost 2 laps before she was able to pull the trigger on that pass at lap 3.
Well, I think it's tip of the iceberg of what we've got to look forward to here this week, and what we're seeing here in Moto 1, like all the rest of the motos, maybe turned upside down whenever we roll into Moto number 2. But I can almost feel that Canfield, Hodges, Jarvis, and Allred, these are going to be the ladies that are going to be dicing it out for those, well, for the championship.
Coming up next, we got the plus 40 class, race number 13 on the day. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, and of course, with that, you know, I'm thinking, where's the number 2 of Shelby Rowland? I know that she comes into this one a little down on her luck, actually with a knee injury. But after we saw her yesterday, she had a pretty decent practice time and a pretty decent practice session. So I was kind of expecting maybe at least a top 10 ride out of the number 2. But it looks like she's having a few struggles back there, running somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20th place, I believe.
Well, the heat is finally here. We were outside watching the B and Pro Moto. You don't even know it's sitting inside this nice AC, but it's pretty steamy out there now. That the humidity is there for sure.
Yeah, it's getting
They're having to earn it.
Wow, that look of that Thor sweeper turn going around the Polysport Pond. Wow, what a great set of moguls that is starting to develop there. As we see Hodges working her way through some traffic, and here comes not as far back as what I thought. Is the number 30 now, Jordan Jarvis. She may have made up some time. That, wow, a 2:04 that time around. Hodges turned to 2:10. That gap now down to 4 seconds, and now we're starting to see
it's a possibility. 5 seconds off that deficit.
It's a possibility she could at least get the second. I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe to get to Jasmine Campfield, and maybe wiser minds would prevail before she made that push. But getting a 2nd place position, not inconceivable at this particular point, and probably well worth the effort.
Yeah, she's definitely going for it now. I think she sees, if maybe there's blood in the water now, she can see it. Maybe a lap rider situation held up our 2nd place rider, Hannah Hodges. Not sure what happened. We didn't see it.
Well, I know we caught them as they were coming around that sweeper turn. That's what I was witnessing. Hodges was caught up with some of those lapped riders. She's got a little free and clear racetrack ahead of her now.
She can see her now. There's the 17, and Jordan Jarvis is in the same frame, the same camera shot. So there is definitely blood in the water. She's going to have to dig deep, Hannah Hodges, to keep Jordan Jarvis off of her.
Far into Storyland now, and Hodges just trying to hit her marks. Wow, she's getting in there. Yes, she is. She is. She's circling, so to speak, at this particular point.
So we are watching the battle here. Our eyes fixed on the number 17, Hannah Hodges. She is going to have to deal with Jordan Jarvis. There she is.
Yeah, and I think she's going to have to deal with her before we reach the finish line. Coming out of that Rocky Mountain ATVMC sweeper turn now. There is the 17. There's the number 30. Ooh, big old kicker bump coming into that turn, but Jarvis able to manipulate it without much problem as we make the switch backs and back here to the heart of the race course and head toward that Kawasaki jump. Look how much tighter this time around this race is for that 2nd place position as we roll into the final 5 minutes of this 20-minute moto.
And you never know. She may every point counts here at Loretta Lynn, so she may want to go for it because you don't know what's coming in Moto 2. You get another bad start, you hit the ground. That one pass you push for late in the moto may be the difference maker. So we'll see if the number 30 can dig deep. She's on the same straightaway. She can smell the exhaust, the perfume she's wearing in front of her.
1.1 seconds separating the 17 and the number 30. 3-second difference in lap times again that time around.
2:04.
To Hodges 2:07. I mean, it's 2:07.6 to 2:04.6. So she's very consistently running 3 seconds a lap faster the last couple of laps.
All right, 2-lap board is out, so just a little bit of time left, about 4 or 5 minutes left for the number 17 of Hannah Hodges. See if she can hold off Jordan Jarvis. It's Jasmine Campfield. She's out 12 seconds out front of Hannah Hodges. But can Hannah Hodges hold off the surging number 30 Yamaha rider, Jordan Jarvis? She has got about 5 bike lengths now to make up the Red Bull Live drone footage showing you all the action. And we have some lap traffic now for those ladies to deal with. Bouncing their way in and out of those deep, deep ruts, braking bumps. This track is absolutely chewed up. Hanging on for dear life, the number 17 of Hannah Hodges. White flags coming out this time. Can Jasmine Campfield put it together, win a moto? 12 seconds, she's comfortable out there. Blue flags letting everybody know there's a race coming and you're not in it. So there's Jordan, she sets it in that inside rut, a little bit of a bobble there. The bike steps out on her. And they'll see the white flag. It is now go time for 30 Jordan Jarvis. And lap traffic just inundating the racetrack for your second and third place riders as they race right through them. Hannah Hodges makes it through clean. Jordan's going to follow her right through. She's the fullback making a hole for her. And they're almost side by side now. One more lap. They can see it, the white flag. It's go time. Racing for that number 2 spot. Jasmine Campfield has this one under control. 10-second lead for her. Hodges and Jarvis both turned a 2:06 that time around. Here we go. Down in watching our leaders go into the 10 commandments. There's Jordan Jarvis on the number 30 Yamaha. Hannah Hodges on the Husqvarna just in front of her. Hodges has stepped it up on this last lap, though. Can she keep Jordan Jarvis behind her? That's the question. Hodges is dangerously close now. A bike length now. She draws around the outside, putting the pressure on Hannah Hodges, looking for a mistake. In stereo again, almost side by side. Hodges and Jarvis second and third, Allred fourth, Caitlin Kloss fifth, Jamie Astudillo is sixth, Katie Benson is seventh, Landry Hazen eighth, Valentina Galaz and Viviana Contreras round out your top 10 as the number 30 is stalking Hannah Hodges. Again, they draw up side by side. About 30 seconds left of racing to go here. They'll pop into view going under the Yamaha banner, center of the racetrack. Again, different lines. Jarvis doing everything she can to get around as we follow them around the Thor Beach one more time. And along the inside, who's it going to be? Hodges. One more turn. Can Jordan Jarvis put it together? And Jordan's going to do it on the inside. She makes the pass there side by side. And Jordan Jarvis, last turn. One more lap to go here. White flag lap. She sat back there for several laps, reeled her in. She was 10 seconds back about 4 laps ago. So one more lap to go. Jasmine Campfield 8 seconds out front. I don't think Jordan's going to have enough time to catch her. Through the mechanics area, though, what a great ride for Jordan Jarvis, who crashed on lap 1 and was in 9th place. And she has worked her way all the way back to the number 2 spot. Under the Yamaha archway there, she works her way down what was a smooth straightaway this morning. Now it's just a bomb field. A bunch of landmines have gone off there. Through the 10 commandments, we'll follow the number 30 of Jordan Jarvis. That was a championship lap right there. A 2:03 lap time for Jordan Jarvis that late in the moto. How about that? Everybody else 2:05s, 2:07s. But all the while, a great ride for Jasmine Campfield. Steered clear of all that nonsense, got into the lead, and has left that battle between Jarvis and Hodges behind her. We'll see more of these ladies for sure. And the checker flag will come out for Jasmine Campfield, the number 46 Yamaha rider. Handle business. She will be your Moto 1 winner in the women's class. Jordan Jarvis will finish up in the number 2 spot. Hannah Hodges will be third. 10 laps of racing put together by these ladies. Great ride for Taylor Allred out of Wyoming. Caitlin Kloss will round out your top 5 as we get ready to send it down to Rodney Tomlin, who's got our winners down there on the podium. Rodney, what do you got for us?
I got the Jasmine Canfield's motorcycle is what I got. Jasmine comes rolling up onto the podium, steps off of it and said, please hold my bike, and takes off over toward the AMA tent, and of course where the Gatorade is and where the cold drinks are. She's looking to try to quench that thirst. Man, like you said there a few moments ago, Kevin, it is starting to warm up out here. Now, it's not the unbearable 120 degrees temperatures that we've known in here in the past as far as relative temperature goes, but what we do know, it is a warm one out here today. The sun beating down on these ladies and making it a rather tough day here in the middle of the afternoon, the dog days of summer, so to speak, here at Loretta Lynn's Ranch. And hey, this is what these folks all train for. It's what they all push for, and then they get here and have to dig a little extra deeper in order to make things happen. So we're going to have to wait a moment. Maybe if Jasmine can't make it up, maybe we can bring some of our other riders over. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. I know these ladies pushing themselves pretty hard through this first moto here today. All right, so I come down. She says, no, I'm good. I asked her if she wanted a couple minutes. Man, I tell you, she had a lot of grit in her teeth out there, and I'm sure a dry mouth whenever she rolled off that racetrack. So for good reason, need an extra second or two to make things happen out there. But here she comes, making her way up to the podium. Puts her hands together for a Moto 1 winner, Jasmine Campfield, ladies and gentlemen. Putting it to it the right way out there, Jasmine. Oh, wow. What a great Moto number 1. I tell you, real strong battles right off the bat.
Yeah, I just got a good start and had to move up to the pack and got around Hannah and then just rode my own race. Kept it consistent on 2 wheels, and what can I say? I'm really happy.
Awesome, and I saw you get up here. You obviously got a good start. Didn't get the whole shot, had a lot of grit in those teeth, and had to ride a good long time like that, huh?
Yeah, definitely, but I couldn't thank my factory connection suspension enough for keeping me straight through the braking bumps. The track's really rough out there, so I can't thank them enough.
All right, anybody else you want to send shouts out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank God for keeping me safe. Yamaha, Triangle Cycles, Kenny Day, Millisap's Training Facility, Factory Connection, DT1, Hinson, Scott Goggles, Thor, Alpine Stars, Ethica, FMF, Gold Coast Carpet Cleaning, Solid Rock Facilities, and everyone, thank you so much.
All righty, Jasmine Campfield, Moto 1 win and Moto Gold here at Loretta Lynn's as we roll to our second place finisher here in the first moto. She grabbed the whole shot and held on to that second place spot under some pressure there. Of course, we're talking about the 17 of Hannah Hodges. So Hannah, honey, if you want to make your way on up, we'll come on over. everybody's like chilling out under the. I can't blame him. That sun is hot out there today, but everybody all chilling and not too worried about getting over here to the podium too quickly. But here we go. Hannah Hodges puts her hands together. Silver medal and a Bell Helmets whole shot award worth an extra $100 there from Bell. And wow, good battle out there. Good moto. Good start. Talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, I felt like I got off to a pretty good start and started riding a good race, and then halfway through, just a couple things went wrong for me. Gonna try and go back and get some things figured out, but overall, everyone else rode really well. No excuses. I just need to put out more.
You seem a little disappointed for a second place position.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I rode as hard as I could, I felt like, so that's all that matters, but it's not where I want to be.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people out there would love to be where you're at right now. Hannah, is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to?
Lord Jesus Christ, keep me safe. My mom and dad, my mechanic Jake, all my family for coming out. JMC, Toilet Design, Scott, Dunlop, Alpine Star, Recluse, MGX, Ethica, and anyone else I forgot. Thank you very much.
A smile, you're a championship contender. Hannah Hodges, ladies and gentlemen, second place in silver here in Moto #1. And of course, as we roll to our bronze medal winner, we're talking about Jordan Jarvis, JJ. Wow, what a battle for her, having to work her way up through the pack. Definitely didn't get the start she was looking for, but man, she laid it down out there and made some passes and got herself in a really good. Oh, you got second? Okay, all right. Maybe I didn't know that. Well, we'll switch the medals out. But anyway, I didn't realize that. Congratulations. Well, tell me how you got that second place then.
I started off pretty good. I started right up with Hannah right off the gate, and I thought it was going to be a good race. They dozed quite a few of the sections, so it was pretty loose. But I ended up getting slammed right out of the Rocky Mountain corner, and it hit me pretty good and washed my front end out. And it was tough. I tried coming back. I hurt my hand a little bit, so it gave me some arm pump, and I was really pushing hard.
Well, I tell you, you were pushing hard. I mean, you got up 8th place position. What were you thinking at that particular point?
That I needed to catch up, and I was ready to do it. And
you did just exactly that. This it's got to make you feel pretty good about heading into the second and third motos and still this championship, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I was pretty far back, and I could see the leader in my eyes. She was probably about half straight away. So I know if I can get that close with following and working my way back up, I know I got it for the next two motos.
All righty, and I apologize. When I left and was getting down here getting things ordered, you were still in that #3 spot, but congratulations on gaining the #2 spot and a silver medal here.
Thank you.
All righty, there she is, ladies and gentlemen, JJ Jordan Jarvis. Great start. She goes down, gets back up, and still makes things happen. And that's it from the podium for the women's class as we're ready to roll with another great race.